back students to DBMS lab with mini project. So today we will learn how to install MySQL on Termux. Okay, so we will execute the queries which we have seen in the previous class, like creating a table, inserting values into the table, altering the table, updating the table, and also usage of aggregate functions, right? We have studied in the previous class. All of them we will try to implement on Termux today using MySQL. So Termux we were using to work with Unix commands. So now we see in Unix operating system MySQL comes built in. So in terminal also you can install the MySQL. Which is Termux here. So we can install MySQL also on Termux. So let us see how you can install Termux on MySQL. The steps you need to follow is you have to execute on the command prompt. See dollar when symbol comes, yeah, that is the command prompt where you can execute the commands. So dollar apt update you need to execute. You can do it parallelly with me. Apt update, then apt upgrade, then it will execute the command, then apt install MariaDB, apt install MariaDB, so it will install the database. After this you need to change to the directory /data cd for change directory, right, /data mux. So here you need to go from data to data. This is this is starting from root. Under root we have data, under data we have another data subdirectory, under data we have com.termux, then files, then user, then etc. So you need to go to that directory, type this, you will enter into that directory, then mkdir, you have to create a directory called myconf.d, mycnf.d you have to create. If it is already there, it will say it is already existing. Okay, if this directory is already there created on your Termux, it will say directory already exists, so then you need not have to create it. Next you say mysql underscore install underscore db, execute it, then you say, okay, one step is missed here. You can, after this MySQL install DB, after this you say MySQL D underscore save underscore u, MySQL D underscore save, sorry, that is the command, MySQL D underscore save, that is the command, leave a space, then say -u option, then space, then type root, and then say ampersand. Okay, then say ampersand. Ampersand when you give at the end of the command, it means that you are running this command on the background. Okay, you are running this command on the background. Okay, then you execute, after that you execute MySQL, then the MySQL prompt will be appearing, then you say show databases. Okay, then you say show databases, then it will display all the databases which are created there. Okay, this is how you install MySQL on Termux. Okay, then you can start working with MySQL. You can type the queries, any query, creating, inserting, deleting, whatever the operations you want to perform on database you perform, and then you say exit to come out of the MySQL. Okay, you say exit to come out of the MySQL, then it will come back to the command prompt, dollar prompt. Okay, so that is how you execute the you install the Termux on MySQL. Let us see a video which will tell you how this Termux is installed. Okay. Okay, now let us see how to install the MySQL on Termux. Now we have to type apt update, then type apt upgrade, then apt install MariaDB, it will take some time to install the database. It is also showing you the progress. Okay, it is done. After that, you say cd, you have to change the directory, say cd/data/com .termux/files/usr/etc. Now it will be changed to that directory. You can see apt is there. Then you say make directory my.cnf.d. If it is already there, it will say the directory already exists, then you need not have to create, you can move on. Okay, then after that you have to write the command, you have to type the command MySQL _install_db, MySQL _install_db. Okay, after this you say MySQL db underscore MySQL d, not db, MySQL d underscore safe and space -u space root and ampersand. It will run that in the background. Any process you want to run in the background, then you say ampersand at the end of the command. After that you will get the blank space where you need to type MySQL. So MySQL -u root not necessary to type, you can simply say MySQL, then you will be getting this prompt. Okay, you will be getting this prompt, that greater than symbol prompt, and then you can say show databases, where all the existing databases will be displayed. Okay, where all the existing databases will be displayed. Okay, that is how you install the MySQL on the Termux. Is that clear? You can take your time to install this, then we'll move on to the create table command. We'll create the tables. Okay, in the previous class we have seen how to create the table, right? So you can use the data types, you can use some fields and their respective data types. Varchar we have seen, char we have seen. So the create table will be written like this. Create table, so you can see here create table student, create table student, parenthesis. So you can type this same query in the Termux, parenthesis, then you will start typing the attributes within the table you need to create. You will create the USN of the student, which is of type varchar, and it It is a primary key. You know what is a primary key, right? Primary key is a field in the table where it will be having the unique identification for the entire table. So like many students may be there of the same name, of the same percentage, same date of birth, isn't it? So how will we differentiate students of same name or same data? Will be giving them a unique identification number, which is USN, university seat number, by which we will uniquely identify each student. Okay, then we'll give name of the student, which is varchar and is not null because it shouldn't be null. Okay, then phone number, big int, because it consists of 10 digits, so it should be a big int. Then date of birth of type date. See here, the date in MySQL is of the format YYYY. That means 4 digits of the year. That means 2020. Okay. Then you need to put a hyphen. Then MM. That means 2 digits month. Then hyphen. Then DD. That means date. Okay. DD. That means date. 2 digits date. 4 digits year, 2020 or 1998, 1995, like that you can give. Then 2 digits month, that is 012, 0102 you have to give. Then till 12 you can give. Then 2 digits date, 01, 02, 03, etc. 25, 26 up to 31 you can give the date. Okay, so that is how you give the date. Then finally the percentage is of type float, so it can be a floating point value. Okay, so this is how you create the table. Okay, this is how you create the table. Create table student, then give the attributes. These are all the attributes of the student and their respective data types and some constraints. Okay, whether it is a primary key or not null, or we can also give foreign key. So like last class I think it is being told what is a foreign key, that also you can give. Okay, we'll see that later. So this is how you create the tables. Okay, so let us see on Termux how to create a table. Okay, once you install the MySQL, so when you enter into Termux, it will give you the $prompt, command prompt. So here you can say MySQL to enter into MySQL prompt. Now it will give you MySQL prompt. Okay, it will give you MySQL prompt and you can type the query here. So let us create the table. Create table. So now we have to create a student table, right? So let us say student. Create table student. You can parallelly type the query with me. Create table student. You have to put the parenthesis. Create table student parenthesis. After that you can go on giving the attributes. So now let us say USN. And the type of the USN is varchar, variable character, varchar. So USN is of 10 digits, right? 10 characters. So let us say within parenthesis 10 characters, USN 10 characters. Then close the brace, comma. Then next attribute you give. And you can also say it as a primary key. Okay, you can tell this USN as a primary key because it need to be unique for each student. So primary key becomes a constraint for the USN. Okay, so comma, then say yes name, student name, space the data type of the student name. So it should also be varchar, right? So let us say varchar. varchar, and the number of characters, let us say 20 characters in a name we have provided, comma, and you can say that it shouldn't be null, comma, then let us say phone number to store, phone, and this phone is begint, comma, date of birth, DOB, date of birth, let it be a date type, comma, and let us say percentage, percent, let us take percent, then float. The data type of the percent is float. Okay, then close the brace, put semicolon, say enter. So there is an error. Okay, no database selected. Yes, so this is a thing you need to do. Okay, so before you create the table, you need to, that table should be within a database. Okay, see, now when you create a student table, let it be under university database. Okay, let us say a university database we are creating. There we will have account section, students data section, library section, cafeteria section, admission section, department section, examination section, isn't it? So for all of them you can create separate tables. So all those tables are interrelated, which in turn will have interrelated data, right? So university, let us take the name of the database. Under university you can go on creating the tables like this for maintaining each different category of data elements. Okay, so let us say create is only the command used to create the database. So let us say create database university, semicolon, enter. So it says query okay. If everything is fine, if query is successfully executed, it will say query okay, one row affected. Okay, so now university database is created. So let us say show databases. It will display all the databases which are existing in your system. So let us say show databases, semicolon I have not given, so it is giving you the secondary prompt. See, here I have not given the semicolon. After show databases I have not given the semicolon, so it is giving you the secondary prompt so that I can complete my query. The query is not yet complete, so to complete my query it is giving me the secondary prompt. Okay, so now I will give you the semicolon, say enter, then it will show you all the databases. See, it will show you all databases: college database, information schema, MySQL, performance schema, test, and university. So these are all the databases which are currently existing in MySQL. Okay, see, when you press the back button on your phone, then the keyboard will be invisible. Okay, so now you can scroll this side from left to right, then keyboard option will be available. So then you can say you will get the keyboard. Okay, then you will get the keyboard. So that is how you can hide the keyboard and get it back. Fine. Okay, so these are the, see, when I press back button the keyboard will be hidden. Okay, these are all the databases which are present. So now our query is here, right? We created the table, our query is here. So now again you need not have to type it, you can just copy paste it. You can say copy, you can select this portion, say copy, and come and paste it here in the new prompt. Okay, so paste it, then execute. So some error is there. Let us see what is the error. Okay, no database selected again. We have created but we have not selected, right? The database we have created but not selected. So let us say use. Use is a command which is used for selecting the database. Okay, so use university. We just have created but we have not started using it. So let us say use university. Now after this, whatever the tables you create will be stored under university database. Okay. Okay, database changed. See, previously it was none here. You can see none here, the database, but now it has become university because we have started using university database. Okay, so it changed to university. Okay, now you can paste the query here, create query, say enter. Okay, no errors, then it will say query okay, 0 rows affected. So your create table student, that means student table creation is successful. Okay, you have successfully created the student table. If there are any mistakes, like you have not closed the parenthesis, you have not put a comma, or some other grammatical mistakes, syntactical mistakes if you have done, then it will show you the error and it will show you where the error is exactly present. Also that portion also it will show you. You can go to that place and you can change it and repaste. You can copy paste a portion of which also you can copy paste. Okay, so suppose let us say there is some let us say in this not null portion you have not given a space in between not and null, continuously you have typed not null, then it will give you error because it is a keyword, right? So it cannot be complete not null, a single word. So then what you will do, you will select till not null, copy paste it in the new prompt, then skip this not null, there separately you type not space null, then again copy this portion of the query, copy and go and paste it there. Okay, so likewise you need not have to type every time, copy paste will work here. Okay, so if you have successfully executed this query, take a screenshot. Okay, later for creation of the report it will be helpful, you can take the screenshot. Those who are working in the laptop, take your screenshots. You know how to take, right? There is a key in your keyboard like print screen. Okay, so which will be probably in the top row right side, print. Okay, those who are working on the system, there is a key called print screen which is at the top row towards right side. If you click on that, whatever it is shown on your screen will be recorded. You can go to Word or Paint and then you can say Control V, paste. Okay, you can paste it there. So whatever is there on your screen will be printed as it is. So please all of you take these screenshots of successfully executed queries, because at the end of the class you need to upload it into the Google Classroom. Okay, all the things, and also write your observation. So whatever the successful execution of commands queries are there, you write down in your observation, take the screenshots of the observations also and upload. Okay, so I will post the assignment, you need to upload it there. Okay, so regularly it will be evaluated. Fine, is that clear? So that is how your table is created. So now to see what is to see the structure of the table. Okay, to see the structure of the table, you can say DESC, description of the table, student, semicolon, say enter. It will show you the description of the table like this. Okay, this is the description of the table. So here you have given DESC student, right? You have given DESC student here. So that will give you the output like this. See, it is showing you in the field column all the fields or the attributes of the table. Here USN, S name, phone, date of birth, percent, and here their respective data types, varchar begin, date, float, etc. Then here null, whether they can be null. Okay, so here you can see in the third column it is showing null value. That means whether they can be null. See, first one cannot be null. See, the first USN cannot be null because we have made it a primary key. Primary key constraint is that the values for USN cannot repeat, as well as it cannot be blank. Can a USN for a student be blank? No, right? Every student will have a USN and every student will have a unique USN, right? That is primary key. Okay, so USN cannot be blank because it is a primary key. Then the next one, the S name, that can also cannot be blank because we have given not null constraint there for S name, right? So that cannot be blank, but others can be blank. Okay, yes, you can make them not null also. All the attributes you can make them not null. Then you have to enter value for that. You cannot leave them blank. Okay. So next we have key type. So primary key, foreign key, there are different types of keys. Okay, we will learn in the upcoming discussions. Key constraints. So what is the key constraint we have given here? For the USN attribute we have given a primary key constraint, so it will say PRI, indicating that it is a USN is a primary key. Okay, and by default what values these will be having? Default values, all of them by default will be having the null values. Okay, all of them will be having the null values. See, all these will be having the null values default. Okay, so this is the structure of your table. So whenever you say DESC and name of the table, this structure will be displayed of the table. What are all the attributes this table have and their respective data types, and whether they can have null values or not, and the key constraint and what default values they can have. Okay, so that is how the structure of the table can be seen. Clear? Now to insert values into the table. To insert values into the table, let us see the query first. Okay, here you see how to insert the values into the table. Insert into, those are the keywords. Okay, insert into, these are the keywords you will be using to insert into the table. After that you will give the name of the table. Insert, if you are inserting into student table, you will say insert into student. Okay, then values, this is also a keyword. Values is a keyword. Okay, insert into student values, and after that you go on giving the list of values which need to be inserted into the student table for all the attributes which you have created inside the student table. Okay, for all the values which you have created inside the student table, you will give the values. Okay, so let us check insert statement, how to insert the values into the table in Termux. Okay, first here example we'll see. Insert into student values, then you can go on giving the values here. See, the first one here is this is the USN of the student, and you should note that the USN is given in single quotes because that is a varchar type. Okay, character data types are all given in single quotes. The next one is the name of the student, which is Abhinav. Okay, and then that also is given in the single quote. It is also a string type. Then the phone number is a big int, so it is an integer type. We need not have to give the quotes. Then the date, okay, you will give in this form 2000 Jan 24. In that format you will give, or you can simply Jan, rather than Jan you can give 01. Okay, in that format it will take the date, and then the percentage. Okay, some percentage for the student you will enter. Then all these values will be inserted into the student table, which will be one student's value, who is Abhinav. Okay, for Abhinav all these data will be stored. Is that clear? So let us do it. Let us insert the value into the table. Okay, let us say here, let us clear the screen. Let us say insert into student. Insert into are the keywords. Student is an identifier, that means the name given to the table, user defined name given to the table. Student values, insert into student values. Okay, so then you can start the brace. Values you should give within the braces. Insert into student values. So what value? First one is the USN, right? So let us start with quote because that is a string type. Let us say 1AY. 1AY, so yours is 18 batch, right? So let us say 18, 1AY, 18CS 001. So there are 10 characters. So we have given the size of the USN is 10, right? So it will fit into it. Then quote, close the quote, then put a comma. Then after USN you have to give the name of the student, right? So for giving the name of the student, again use the quote because that is also a string type. So now you type the name of the student. Let us say Abhinav. Close the quote, comma. Then USN name. What is the next value? Next value is the phone number, right? Phone number. So phone number, we don't want the code to be written, right? Some phone number I will type here, which is of 10 digits. Okay. Okay, this is the phone number I have given. Then comma. Then the date of birth. Okay, date of birth of the student. So how do we give the date of birth? Date of birth is also a string type. So it is a data type, but it is a string. Okay, so because hyphens will come, right? So let us include it in single quote. Date value should also be included in single quotes. So now let us say 1996 hyphen 10-25. So that is 1996 is the year, 10 is the month, 25 is the date. YYYYMMDD. This is the format for the date. Okay. Close the quote. After the date of birth, we have to give the percent. Okay. Percent for the student, and which is of type float, which is not necessary to be included in single quotes. So some date you can give here. Okay, so let us say 86.76 is the percentage. Okay, so these are the values we want to give to a student and insert into the table called student table. Okay, close the parenthesis. All the values we have given, right? USN, name, phone number, date of birth and percentage. All different data type values we have given here. Close the parenthesis, put a semicolon to indicate the end of the query. Then say enter. See, query OK, one row affected. Means query OK means successfully executed. This query is successfully executed. Okay, so query you have written like this. Insert into student values and all the values within the parenthesis and at the end semicolon. See, this query may not be okay if you have made any syntactical mistakes, like you have not given quotes for the string data type, date is not in a proper format, comma is missing, something like that. Okay, some mistakes like insert into student you have given values word you have missed. Okay, like that you may have made any mistakes. When such mistakes are done, then that will not be except that query will not be okay, some errors will be there. Then it will show you the error, it will show you the portion also of the query where the error is present. You can go to that portion of the query, you can make corrections and then re-execute it. Okay, so you cannot go to the previous query, you have to write here only. Okay, you can copy paste it. Okay, you can copy paste the portions which are which doesn't have the error. Okay, so now one row is affected, means one row is inserted into the student table. Let us see whether it is inserted or not. How to see? Using a select statement. Okay, so let us execute the select query. Let me clear the screen. Oh, here query clear doesn't work. Fine. Okay, so now select whether that data is inserted or not. So let us say select star from, we have seen in the previous class, right? Star means everything, all the values from student. Select everything from student. This is the meaning. Star means everything. Select everything from student. Okay. So now if you say enter, it will show you values which you have inserted into the table, right? USN, name is Abhinav, phone number, date of birth and percent. Okay. Is that clear? Is that clear? How we use insert table? Take the screenshots after you execute. Don't forget. Okay. So like this you will get the values inserted into the table. Let us insert one more row to the table. So what we will do, let us say, let us copy. Okay, let us copy here, insert into student values. Let us give 002. Okay, let us say copy, paste it, insert into student values. Let us say 002, quote close, comma. Then what you need to give? You have to give the name of the student. Let us say Arya. We have given capitals, right? So let us give it capitals. Arya, single quote close, comma. Then what value we have to give? Phone number. So phone number is an integer, so you can say okay, this is the phone number, comma, then date of birth. Let us say date of birth also should be put in quotes, right? So 1996 hyphen 05 month hyphen date is 29. Okay, quote close, date is 29, quote close. This is the date of birth of student Arya, comma, then the percentage of the student, which is a float value, numerical value, so not necessary to give the quote. Okay, so the percentage is, let us say 93.67. okay, 93.67. Close the parenthesis, put the semicolon, enter. Say one query okay, one more row is affected. Okay, so let us check whether it is accepted or not. See, we have written this query, insert into student values, USN of the student, then name of the student, phone number of the student, date of birth of the student and percentage of the student. Close the parenthesis and put a semicolon. Okay, this is how you insert one more row into the table. Okay, so now check whether this row is also inserted or not. Okay, so you can use up arrow for executing the same previous exact query. Select star from student. See, you can go on using arrow keys like this. Okay, so I will say select star from student, enter. Now it is showing, it is selecting all the values from student table, and it is showing there are two students, right? One is Abhinav and the other one is Arya. Right, one is Abhinav, the other one is Arya, and their respective details like USN, phone number, date of birth and percentage are stored into the table called student. Is that clear? Is that clear? So let us create and insert few values. So it is recommended that at least 5 rows for each table you enter of different values, so that when you execute other queries later, then it will be helpful for you to check the validity of the queries. Okay, so better you enter different values for the queries, at least 5 rows per table you enter. Is that clear? This is how you create a database, use the database, create the table inside the database, insert the values into the database and see how it is inserted. Is that clear? Is that clear? Fine. Okay, so you try now all these and take the screenshots. Do not forget to take the screenshots of successfully executed query results. Fine. Okay, now let us see how you can change the value inside the table. Suppose let us say I have misentered the percentage of Abhinav. It is 88.76, but I have entered, let us say, 86.76. Mistakenly wrong value for percentage I have entered. Now I want to change it. Okay, so now how do we change that value, which is the percentage of Abhinav? Okay, so this is the percentage of Abhinav. So now I have to change that value. Mistakenly I have entered some other value. Okay, so now let us say how to change that value. For that you need to use the update command. Okay, so let us say update name of the table, update student, then you have to say set what percent. Okay, set percent equal to 88.76, right? 88.76. See, if that percent is a string, then you have to enclose in single quotes, but it is a numerical value, so I am not enclosing in single quotes. Okay, set percent equal to 88.76, where name equal to, I've told you about this where condition, right, in the previous class. Select table name, attribute list from table name where condition, that we have studied, right? So that where we are using here, where name equal to, name is a string type, right? So we use this single quote here, name equal to Abhinav, quote close. Okay, semicolon, enter. Okay, some error is there, unknown column name. Okay, we have taken yes name, right, not name, yes name. So it is showing unknown column name. So let us change it. Okay, I have taken the same query again using the update, sorry, up arrow key. So I will say set percent equal to where, rather than name I will take s name equal to S name equal to Abhinav. Okay, for that you will use quotes. Abhinav in capitals, so you have to give in capitals only. Abhinav. Okay. So now it says query OK, one row affected, rows matched 1. So if multiple rows matched, Abhinav named students are multiple in numbers, then all Abhinav's percentage will be changed. That's why you shouldn't take name, you should take usually USN. Okay, so I have given you this example of name, but you shouldn't take name as the constraint for changing the values. Better you take USN, because if multiple students with name USN are there in a Abhinav are there in a class, then all Abhinav's percentage will be changed, which is wrong, right? So better you take USN as the criteria for searching any student, not the name or any other value which can be repeated. Okay, so let us say you can take PAN number or you can take Aadhaar number which is not repeated. Okay, so they are also unique values. So it is one row changed. If multiple Abhinavs are there, all those rows will be changed. Okay, that's why you should be careful. So now let us say that, let us check whether it is changed or not. See what was there, Abhinav's earlier percentage is 86.76. Now let us see what whether it is changed or not. Say, let us say select star from student, say enter. Now check, it is changed to 88.76, right? Earlier it was 86.76. After updation it is changed to 88.76, right? This is how you change the values of a table using update command. Is that clear? You can change the date of birth, you can change phone number. If phone numbers are keep changing, right? So then phone numbers you can change, any value you can change. Okay, you try changing other values also, some other values, phone numbers, date of birth, etc. Okay, then let us execute one aggregate function. Let us say, let us take the average of percentage of students. So let us say select let us say count star from students. We will count the number of students. Within parenthesis you should give, because count is a function, it is an aggregate function, right? So parameters should be passed to it. Within parenthesis select count star from student. See, when you say enter, then it will give you secondary prompt, because semicolon is not given at the end of the query. It is incomplete. It treats it as incomplete, right? So give a semicolon, say enter. It will give you the value 2. Count star is 2, right? Count star is 2. That means 2 students are there in the table. You can add insert multiple values into the table and then check the count. Then it will give you more. As many rows are there, that many count it will give you. Okay. See, now here it is giving count star only, but I want student count as the heading. Okay. Yes, count as the heading, let us say. So then you shouldn't give count star here. So rather you should say select count star as yes count. Then the title of the row, title of the attribute will be changed as yes count from student. Okay. Enter. So now check. Here it is S count, right? Here it is S count. Earlier it was count star, now it is S count. So you can change the title of the title heading of the column. Okay. So then let us say the average percent. Let us calculate the average percentage of the student. Let us say select average of percent as, because we want something else as the heading, average. Okay, AVG is small version of average, so I will type as average because I want the heading of the title of the column as average, not average of percent. Okay, as average, select average percent as average from student. Semicolon, enter. So now it is giving you the average percentage of the student. Okay, so here you can see it is average, not this one, not this. If you would have not given as average, then the heading of the column will be average percent, average of percent. Okay, so you can change the title of the column also. Is that clear? Similar way you can work for other aggregate functions also.